You were having one of those days where everything felt heavy, and nothing felt worth the effort. Not a dramatic kind of bad, just that quiet, exhausting kind, where the house feels too silent, where you sit down and stare at nothing, where even picking up your phone feels like too much to ask of yourself. And then he showed up, with that toy in his mouth. The worn-out, slightly slobbery one you've washed more times than you can count. He walked over slowly, dropped it in your lap or nudged it into your hand and just looked at you. Most people laugh a little. Say, "Not now, buddy." Maybe toss it across the room out of habit. And that's it. Moment over. Life moves on. But what if that moment was never about playing? What if your dog didn't bring that toy because he was bored or restless, but because he could feel you breaking down on the inside? And that toy was the only thing he knew how to offer. Because something real is happening in that moment. Something biological. Something that goes so far beyond how cute that most dog owners never even come close to understanding it. And once you do, that worn-out little toy is never going to look the same again. Here's the explanation most people settle for. He wants to play. He's trying to cheer me up. That's just what dogs do. And sure, on the surface, that makes sense. Dogs are playful. They like their toys. They like your attention. So when they bring the two together, it feels obvious, sweet, but obvious. But here's what that explanation completely ignores. Your dog doesn't bring that toy when he's bored. He doesn't bring it when the energy in the room is neutral, when you're just sitting there scrolling your phone or watching TV. He brings it in specific moments. The heavy ones, the quiet ones, the ones where something in you has shifted and you haven't said a word about it to anyone. That's not random behavior. That's a response. And the difference between those two things, random behavior and a deliberate emotional response, changes everything about what's actually happening between you and your dog in that moment. Because what looks like a dog wanting to play is actually a dog reading your internal state with a level of precision that most humans couldn't manage even if they tried. He's not reacting to what you're showing. He's reacting to what you're hiding, to what your body is broadcasting without your permission. And the toy, that's not a distraction. That's the only tool he has. And he's using it with everything he's got. Let's talk about what's actually going on inside you on a day like that. When you're emotionally exhausted, when the weight of everything has been sitting on your chest for hours, your body is flooded with cortisol. That's the stress hormone. And it doesn't stay quiet. It changes your breathing. It tightens your muscles. It shifts your posture. It even changes your scent in ways so subtle that no human in the room would notice. But your dog notices. A dog's sense of smell is estimated to be anywhere from 10,000 to 100,000 times more sensitive than ours. They can detect hormonal shifts in the human body that no machine could pick up at the same speed. So before you've even processed what you're feeling, before you've named it, before you've decided whether it's worth crying about, your dog has already read the room, already felt the shift, already decided to act, and the action he chooses is the toy. But here's what most people miss entirely. In your dog's world, that toy isn't just an object. It's the thing most associated with joy, movement, safety, and connection. It's what comes out during the best moments, the playful ones, the light ones, the ones where everything feels okay. And when he brings it to you, he's not asking you to perform happiness. He's trying to transfer something. He's placing the most positive thing he owns directly into your hands. And your brain responds to that, whether you realize it or not. Even the smallest reaction, a half smile, a glance down, a quiet, "Thank you, buddy," creates a break in the stress cycle. That micro moment of presence, of being pulled out of your spiral and into something real and warm right in front of you, interrupts the cortisol loop. Your nervous system gets a signal it wasn't expecting. Something good is here. Something safe is here. Pay attention to this. And just like that, without any effort on your part, your brain shifts, even slightly, away from whatever was pulling it under. Your dog created that window, on purpose, but it goes even deeper than that one moment. Think about what happens when you actually hold the toy. When you take it from him and just sit there with it in your hands for a second, Research shows that physical contact with objects and beings associated with safety and positive memory helps regulate the nervous system. It's not just emotional, it's physiological. Your body responds to touch, to texture, to the familiar weight of something connected to comfort. And that worn-out toy isn't just an object. It's an extension of your dog, of the bond between you, of every walk, every lazy Sunday, every moment you've spent together that your nervous system has quietly filed away as safe. When you hold it, you're not just holding a toy, you're holding all of that. And here's where it gets even more interesting. That moment doesn't exist in isolation. It's part of a pattern. Every time your dog brings that toy when you're struggling, and every time you respond, even with the smallest gesture, your brain records it. Not as a conscious memory necessarily, but as a felt experience. I was low, and something showed up. Something came toward me with the best thing it had. And for a second, I wasn't alone in it. That accumulates. Over weeks, over months, over years of living with a dog who reads you better than most people ever will. Each one of those moments adds a layer to something your nervous system is quietly building, an emotional anchor, a reference point that says, even on the worst days, something good shows up. And that anchor matters more than you might think. Because when the hard days come, and they always come, your nervous system doesn't just panic, it remembers. It knows, somewhere beneath the conscious mind, that presence is possible, that comfort exists, that you have been met in your pain before, and you will be again. Your dog built that for you, one slobbery toy at a time. And this is where I want to pause for a moment, because this isn't just about your dog. This is also about you, about what it means that your body needed that interruption, that your nervous system responded to a toy, a worn-out, chewed-up little toy, because of what it represented, because of who brought it, because of the consistency behind the gesture. Think about what that reveals, not about your dog's instincts, but about how rarely you've been met like that by the people around you. How rarely someone has noticed you were struggling before you said anything. How rarely anyone has shown up, not with advice, not with solutions, not with the right words, but just with presence, just with I see you, and I brought the only thing I have. Most of us have learned to announce our pain before anyone responds to it. We've learned that if we don't say it out loud, if we don't make it visible enough, it goes unnoticed. And so we either perform our struggle to be seen, or we hide it completely to avoid being a burden. Your dog never made you choose between those two options. He didn't wait for you to say you were having a hard day. He didn't need you to explain it, or justify it, or dress it up in the right words. He felt it, and he came. And he brought the best thing he had. That's not something to take lightly, because for a lot of people, that kind of attentiveness, that quiet, consistent, I notice you even when you're trying not to be noticed, is something they've been quietly longing for their entire lives. And it's been living in your house, sleeping on your couch, waiting by the door every time you come home. You didn't have to earn it. You didn't have to perform for it. You just had to be there, broken or whole, heavy or light. And it showed up anyway, every single time. So let's go back to that moment. Your dog, that toy in his mouth, walking toward you on one of your hardest days. You thought he wanted to play, but now you know. He wasn't coming to play. He was coming to reach you, to pull you back from wherever you were going inside your own head, to place something good, the best thing he had, directly into the hands of someone he could feel was slipping. And here's the truth that hits differently once you really sit with it. You spent all this time thinking you were the one who gave him everything, the food, the walks, the toys, the home. You saw yourself as the provider, the caretaker, the one who made his life possible. But think about how many times he was the one who showed up first. How many heavy afternoons, how many quiet mornings where getting up felt pointless. How many moments where you were sitting in the dark of your own mind, and he walked in with that toy. It was the most natural thing in the world. Of course he would come. There was never any question. He didn't have words. He didn't have the ability to sit beside you and say, "I see you, and you're going to be okay." All he had was that toy, and the heart that carried it across the room to you every single time he sensed you needed it. Maybe this was never about him wanting something from you. Maybe it was always about him knowing you needed something, and deciding, without hesitation, that he was going to be the one to bring it. Next time he brings you that toy, don't brush it off. Take it. Hold it for a second. Look at him. Really look at him. Because that moment is not small. That's your dog doing the only thing he knows how to do when he feels you slipping. Reaching into the best part of his world and handing it to you. Not because he expects anything back. Not because he needs you to be okay, but because he saw you weren't. And he couldn't just sit there and do nothing. That's rare. In a world where most people wait to be asked before they show up. Your dog never waited. He just came. Every time. With the only thing he had. And maybe that's the thing worth carrying with you today. Not just the science. Not just the biology. But the reminder that you have someone in your life who notices the weight you carry before you say a word about it. Who doesn't need you to perform to deserve their presence. Who shows up for the hidden version of you. The tired one, the struggling one, the one you don't show most people. And thinks that version is absolutely worth crossing the room for. You have that. You've always had that. If this made you see your dog differently today, share it with someone who needs this reminder. And if you want to keep exploring the quiet ways your dog is showing up for your mental health every single day, stay with us. There's so much more to uncover,